Hey there, it's Janice Dolnick with National Nurse Consulting and NNCmembers.com. Thank you guys so much for joining me on your Friday night. I'm really excited that you're here. I've had quite a few people reach out to me on LinkedIn and on my website asking for advice on becoming a legal nurse consultant and if there were any recommendations that I could give them. And so I thought it would be best if I just did a live webinar for everybody just to answer your questions and open up a chat box for a live Q&A here at the end. I'm going to share quite a few bits and tips for you or with you tonight that have really helped me grow my legal nursing practice, and I'm going to share with you why the NNC Members Lounge I think is just invaluable and should definitely be a part of every practice. So if you have a notebook and pen, take it out, take notes, write down your questions as we go so you can pop them in the chat room, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. So I'm going to stop my video and I'm going to share my screen. Here we go. And I'm going to go ahead and play a PowerPoint presentation for you. And let's get this rolling, get those questions answered. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Janice Dolnick. I've been a registered nurse for quite a few years. I started my legal nursing practice in 2009 in Chicago, Illinois. And then I have since moved. I did some travel nursing and I ended up here in Orange County, California. And so I've had my practice for quite some time. I've really learned quite a bit since 2009, and I'm really excited to share what I've learned with other nurses that are nurse entrepreneurs just like me, who kind of want to get away from the 12-hour shifts, want to free up some more time, want to make a little more money without all the hype. So I want to give you the crazy facts about being a legal nurse, let you know exactly the truth behind what it takes to be a legal nurse entrepreneur, and see if this is a fit for you. And yeah, it's an awesome opportunity, but it's definitely not for everybody. And so I hope that tonight you can kind of figure out if this is a field that you would like to expand into. So let's get started. All right, so the very first thing we're going to talk about is what is a legal nurse? We're going to start right at the beginning. So a legal nurse is an experienced registered nurse. Typically, they've been practicing for about 5 years or more, and they use their skill and knowledge of the inner workings of the healthcare system to consult with attorneys on cases. One of the main responsibilities is to help lawyers gather and study medical records. And they often will compare medical records to an allegation and help decide whether or not the case has medical merit. So they work with the attorney to let them know, hey, this case has merit, this case doesn't have merit. It's one of the main responsibilities. Since law professionals are educated on law and the justice system instead of medicine, they can utilize the services of a legal nurse consultant to help explain the medical terms, those procedures, and really help paint a picture for the attorney so that they can better grasp the entire hospital process. And this is done at a fraction of the price of hiring an expert physician. So let's move on here. Oops. There we go. Where do they work? So there are quite a few different places that legal nurses can work. Aside from being a legal nurse entrepreneur and opening your own practice, you also have other options. So you can work inside of clinics. There are clinics that hire legal nurses. Long-term patient care centers hire legal nurses. Health insurance companies and HMOs will use them. Attorney firms are starting to catch on and realizing the value of a nurse in their practice, and so they are hiring legal nurses directly into their firms, and other places like forensic departments will also hire legal nurses. And do they have to be certified? So this is a question a lot of people ask because there are courses out there that offer certification and offer, other types of stamps saying you took a course, but you do not have to be certified to practice as a legal nurse consultant. Now, with that said, there are quite a few things that are important for nurses to understand when they are working with a lawyer and working, with the law. And so it's my recommendation that a nurse, takes a course. It doesn't have to be expensive. There are affordable courses out there, so I encourage you to do your research. But there are things that you want to be aware of more than, you know, you're the expert on medical records and you can interpret and you can translate and you can help the attorney on that end. But the last thing I want to have happen to any nurse is that they end up in trial and not even, you know, realizing that they were going to get there. So there are things on the legal side that you do want to have a good grasp of, but there are plenty of books out there. And if you're kind of a self-study person, you can purchase these books and learn the practice of legal nursing on your own and, you know, start helping attorneys out with medical record review and translation and summarization and stuff like that. There are legal terms that you're going to need to be aware of, so you don't, you know, walk in just seeming like, you know, appearing that you have no idea what you're doing. But you do not have to be certified. I do encourage it. And I encourage you to really do your research and find something that, you know, fits your budget and will help you learn more of the legal stuff, because you're not going to have a hard time with the nursing stuff. You're going to have a hard time knowing that legal stuff if you don't have any training. And then how long does it take to become a LNC? Well, it can take a couple weeks to a few months. It just depends on your pace and if you're in a program, which program you choose and the length of that program. This will roll into a different question that we'll talk about building a business. So, you know, it may not take a long time to become a legal nurse consultant, but if you're opening your own practice and you're opening your own business, it takes a while to build a business, and it takes a while for anybody to build a business. And so we'll talk about that here in the next couple slides. So why choose a career in legal nursing? You know, for me, I loved being a nurse. I worked in the ICU. I absolutely enjoyed it, but I was really tired after so many years of practicing, of missing out on the holidays and missing out on the weekends. And I knew someday I wanted to be a mom, and I wanted the opportunity to be a stay-at-home mom, but owning a home in Southern California takes two incomes. And so I needed a way to make money, make a decent amount of money, and be home. So I chose it for more time freedom and more income. I also chose it because I love being recognized as an expert in the field. What's really exciting for nurses that do decide to pursue legal nursing is that you're finally recognized as that expert, as that authority, as somebody who's valued and knows what they're talking about. And sometimes I feel like we can just kind of get lost in the shuffle of a busy hospital. And, you know, sometimes the physicians don't listen to us and charge nurses don't listen to us. And so to have that recognition as an expert and to have people look at you like, hey, this person knows what they're talking about, it really feels good. And it makes a lot of nurses, you know, love their career choice, and it makes them fall in love with nursing all over again. But I want you to ask yourself, is legal nursing for me? And the reason I want you to ask yourself this is because a lot of nurses get into it and don't understand that it takes time to build a successful business. And this is any business. You don't just throw the open sign up in the window and people start knocking on your door, people start walking in. It takes time to build this business, and it is not a source of instant income. Some of the advertising can maybe lead you to believe that you're going to make a lot of money really fast, but that's simply not the case. You have to get your name out there. You have to build relationships. You have to build networks, and this all takes time. You know, it took me about 6 months to get my first case once I started marketing my own business. Prior to that, I was helping a nurse who had gone on maternity leave, but it took me about 6 months once I started sharing my business with other attorneys. And most people aren't patient enough, long enough to wait that out. And so if you need an instant source of income, then legal nursing, a career in legal nursing may not be what you're looking for, unless you're looking at getting hired at an insurance company or someplace like that. But if you're looking at building a profitable business from home, you need to be aware that the money doesn't come overnight. And I just really want to be clear on that, you know, you're an entrepreneur and you've got to build it. And I just want to take that hype out of it because the money is really great, but it does take time to build. And you have to learn some key skills These key skills are marketing, branding, and how to become an authority figure. And I'm going to go into that here on the next slide. So what causes legal nurses to fail in legal nursing? So I took a program with a lot of registered nurses, all became legal nurses. Probably half of them left there, didn't even, start a business, and none of them do the practice anymore. I mean, there's a lot of nurses who get into it and then find out that it's frustrating and it's difficult because you're building a business. And I don't think there's enough emphasis on the fact that you're an entrepreneur and you're building something, you're building a business. And it's so important that nurses understand that. So some of the reasons that nurses fail, the biggest one that I'm going to share with you is marketing. Typically in the hospital, patients and their families, they take us for what we are. We have a degree behind our name. We don't have to market our skills to our patients when they walk in the hospital, right? We say, hey, we need to start an IV. We need to do this, this, and this. And they believe us. There's no marketing involved. Unless you're working in pediatrics, that's a whole nother story. I might have to do some convincing there. But marketing is tough for registered nurses. And one of the reasons is we don't have any education in it. I mean, they don't teach us how to market in nursing school. We work for many years in the field and we don't have to know how to market. And marketing is a skill all on its own. People get degrees in marketing. So you have to learn how to market. You have to learn how to market effectively. And I don't think there, again, is enough emphasis on teaching legal nurses how important marketing really is. Another thing that causes legal nurses to fail in their pursuit of building their dream is follow through. We are some of the worst, follow-uppers. We do the best follow-up in the hospital, right? We call the doctor over and over and over until we get what we need. But our follow-through in building a business is poor. And I think some of that is when you're first starting your business, a majority of nurses are still working in the field. And so it's really hard to do those follow-up calls and to stay on top of it because you're so busy. But the follow-up and following through with attorneys is really tough. And that's another place where nurses are failing in making their business work. Accountability. You're used to working on a floor with a lot of different people, and suddenly you open up shop with just yourself, by yourself, 8 hours a day. And there's nobody to hold you accountable, nobody to, pick up the phone and call you in the morning and say, hey, it's 8 a.m., why aren't you here? And so accountability is a big thing. And I think being by yourself in practice after going from a busy hospital to a shop all by yourself, and you can sleep in if you want, and it's tough to say no. Accountability is a big part in where nurses fail. They need someone to help keep them accountable and keep them on track and help them build a calendar and help them stay on course with building their successful LNC practice. Fear. Fear. How many of you have allowed fear to stop you from so many things in your life? I mean, you sit down and you think, yeah, I'm going to do this legal nursing thing. And then you get scared and you talk yourself out of it. Or you start your business and some lawyer is not very nice to you and kind of, shoot you down, and then your confidence drops and then you don't pursue it anymore. I mean, there's so many things that can stop you from moving forward in your business, and fear paralyzes. And I don't have to explain that to you. You're nurses. You know that fear and your mindset are huge in building anything and in maintaining something. So fear is huge. And inconsistency. Are you consistently inconsistent? If you are consistently inconsistent, you're going to have a problem. That's why I have a little bullseye there. It's like, you know what to do. You're a nurse. You know how to go through those records. You know how to translate. You know when you look at a medical record, if something's missing or someone screwed up, and you're excited to share that with a lawyer, but you're not consistently building your business every single day. You have to do something every single day to build a profitable LNC business. And this means even when you're working 12-hour shifts, 6 shifts in a row, it means on your lunch break, you need to send out emails, you need to send out follow-up, you need to plan a seminar, you need to show up to a bar association meeting. You need to be consistent in building your business, and finding the time to be consistent when you're busy is tough, but it can absolutely be done. I've done it, other legal nurses are doing it, but sometimes we need that help and that accountability to keep us on track. Next slide here. All right, so some LNC business building skills. So I created what's called the NNC Members Lounge. So I have National Nurse Consulting, which is my business for helping lawyers on medical cases. And then I don't even know what you would consider it, a whole nother thing, but from National Nurse Consulting, I created the NNC Members Lounge. And the reason I created this was because I was like many nurses, I was eager and excited to have my own practice, but I found that there was really no help out there specifically for the legal nurse entrepreneur. There's a lot of resources for entrepreneurs, but legal nursing is such a niche all on its own. It's very different, and nurses are different. We're just different people, and we understand each other. And so I wanted to create a community for the nurse entrepreneur that helped them build a profitable and successful LNC practice, and gave them a community where they could come together, ask questions, and learn from someone who's built a business since 2009. And that was my idea behind building the NNC Members Lounge. So inside the NNC Members Lounge, I teach marketing skills, legal nurse marketing skills. I teach you I give you accountability. We have a Facebook group, and I'm there every single day. I'm giving you tips and pointers and, motivation and inspiration, and asking you, what do you need help on? So you constantly have accountability and help. I do monthly trainings, monthly live webinars. I just did one last night on how to get in front of a group of hungry attorneys. So how to get in front of a group of attorneys that actually want to be there and actually want to learn from you. So I did a training on that last night for our members lounge. And another thing is branding. So a lot of us I didn't know what branding was really until I started my own business. I had no idea how to build a brand, and branding is so important. You want to create a brand that makes you stand out in a crowd. When you look on LinkedIn, when I do advertising and marketing on LinkedIn, I can see about 15,000 legal nurses on LinkedIn, and that's my side. That's on my side of things. I don't really know how many are registered beyond that, but I can see 15,000 legal nurses on LinkedIn. What makes me stand out from the rest of them, right? And that's what I teach you. I teach you how to stand out in front of all those nurses doing the exact same thing, except I give you that edge that the other nurses don't have. I teach you how to create a LinkedIn page that it starts attracting lawyers to you. I teach you how to do a Facebook business page that keeps you constantly on the attorney's radar. I teach you how to do ads. I teach you billing to make sure you get paid, because it took me 2 years once to get paid. And so I've really learned a lot in building my own business, and I don't hold anything back. I share those with you inside the NNC Members Lounge. So what it looks like, and I wanted to create something that was very easy to follow, because nurses are busy, and a lot of people aren't tech savvy. And so I wanted to create something very simple. And so inside the NNC Members Lounge, there's 2 pages. The first page is all the training. The second page contains the replay library. So you go there to register for our monthly trainings, and then you'd access any trainings that I've done that weren't included on the initial training page. Okay, so when you log in, there's a welcome video here. It tells a little bit about me, and then there's 4 modules. So there's over 15 videos to help you build a profitable legal nurse consulting business. And again, this whole thing is developed by a legal nurse for legal nurses. So I've taken thousands of dollars in marketing classes, and I've taken those classes and I've chopped them up and I've created a program just for the legal nurse entrepreneur. So you don't have to be a legal nurse to start this. Most certainly I would suggest you start, right away at the moment you think you're gonna, pursue this as a career, because branding takes time. Building your business takes time. And you can be set and ready to go once you're finished if you decide you want to pursue a program for legal nursing, or if you just want to learn on your own. So what you can see here is the very first module is actually on branding. I actually teach you how to do branding, how to brand yourself. Excuse me, I'm going to take a drink here. There's a workbook download for you, and I help walk you through the steps for branding. So I help you come up with your color scheme, your business name, all of that. And in the meantime, while you're thinking, you can join us over in the Facebook group and you can shoot out your ideas and all that stuff so that we can help you develop your slogan, your logo, and all of that. And then you can see one of the other modules. This is module 2. This is just kind of how things are set up. Any important information that you need to know, I have it right below each video. So I teach you how to do advertising online affordably, how to get your own images affordably without getting in trouble for copywriting. I teach you all of that. It's all in here. And what's great is they're video tutorials, so you can stop and start them as you go. So if you're working, your 12-hour shifts, you can watch a little here, you can watch a little there, and complete the program as, on your time. And so again, there's 4 modules, 15 videos, and I literally go over all kinds of stuff to help you stay on track. I even created a calendar for you to download and print so that you know when you should be marketing to attorneys, when you should be going to these bar association meetings and all that stuff. So I really tried to kind of take the thinking out of it and just give you something that you can go, just give me the information. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to make it happen. All right. So now I ask you, what are you waiting for? It's time to become a legal nurse today and throw those scrubs away. If it's something that has just been sitting on your heart and you've been thinking, gosh, this is really, really, truly something I want to do with my life, then you guys, it is time to jump in. You're going to have help growing your successful LNC practice. I'm going to help you gain attorney clients. I'm going to show you exactly every strategy that I've used to build a successful LNC practice since 2009. And again, that accountability is so important. You're going to have a place to plug in and to get help on the Facebook group. Bonus, I'm even including a 1-hour coaching call with me. You can choose to use it whenever you want when you're going through the program. I'll help you with your tagline, your slogan, and really, really help you focus on marketing and give you those ideas that you need, and just kind of be that sounding board for whatever it is that you're thinking of, whatever ideas you have, whatever fears you have. So I'm tossing that in, and I'm really excited about offering a coaching hour with my clients. You guys, it's time to make 2017 the best time to start your business. Again, if this is something you've been thinking about doing, now's the time to jump in. You're going to visit www.nnc-members.com, read the homepage, enter your info, and you'll find out every single detail about the NNC community, what exactly you get. And I cannot wait to see you on the inside and connect with you in our exclusive Facebook group and just learn all about your goals and your dreams for 2017. And you guys, I will see you very soon. Bye-bye.